So I couldn't find one, so that's why I decided King's Leash every time. So that's okay, friends. It's time for another DIY. Today, we're gonna do the coffee table. So this coffee table I got off of Facebook Marketplace for like $50, and I had just sold one for $50 actually, so I got it for free. Girl math. But it's super dark, like the coloring with my floor in here, it's just too much dark. So my idea is to paint it to look like a stone, almost like this, a stone color, to make it look like faux stone. Phone, if you will. I looked all over Facebook Marketplace for a real stone or plaster coffee table that was round. I ended up purchasing one that I got in here and it was too small. And so that's the one I sold for $50 and then got this one. So that's why I decided we're gonna DIY one. Now this might happen in 2 different rounds. Like if the first round works, then cool, we're done. If it doesn't, then we have to do a whole second thing. My first plan is to do a little hack. It involves acrylic paint and I think like baking soda or something. I don't know. But it's supposed to give the look of stone. So we're gonna try that first. If that doesn't work, you guys, we'll do my second plan, which I'll tell you about later. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry for a moment. That was this, a Rust-Oleum Universal Bonding Primer. And hopefully that will help the paint stick to the metal. No, I didn't sand it, so hopefully we're still okay. Gonna let that dry and then go get the acrylic and whatever else is needed to make it look like the faux stone. Okay, so I'm using the matte white acrylic paint that I had left over from something else. I think it's like $18 a can. Some baking soda, which is like, I don't know, $1.50 maybe, and a little bit of the sienna brown paint that I had left over from my college art school days. So I just added a touch in. I didn't know how much I wanted. I added a bit more after that because I didn't think it was enough. You guys, it's trial and error, and trust me, you'll see. This was too much. That's okay. I added some baking soda in after this. Again, I didn't know how much I needed or what my plan here was. I just sprinkled a bit in, thought it looked great, and gave it a go. By the end of it, this is what it looked like. All right, so I'm not so confident in what I'm doing right now. This is what this stuff looks like. It literally looks like a plaster. And I'm not sure that this is how it's supposed to be going. Because in some places it looks like that, in some places it just looks like paint. Oh, what have I done? Okay, well, I'll keep going, I guess. Like, to be fair, I don't know that this is gonna work. I feel like it's gonna like all crack off. So remember when I talked about like I might have to do 2 rounds of stuff? Well, this is the first round. This is the first like possibility. And then there may be a second set of stuff I'm gonna need to do. Not to mention all like the flurries from the trees falling on here right now. Guys, it's stone. It's supposed to be organic, one with nature. Stone, faux stone. Bone. Faux stone. What am I doing? Oh no. Okay. Oh, that's cracked. Do you see that bit right there? Look it. It's it's like coming up. So we're just gonna, oh, see? Crap. Oh, crap. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's how she looks. Okay. Okay, so I'm just attempting to cover it quick so that I can leave and go do something else while this dries. But my idea was not to have it touch, but now it's touching, so whatever. I think it'll still dry if I let it touch, right? Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so today's the next day. I carried the coffee table up the stairs. Here it is in the space. There's Kingsley next to it. In fact, he's giving a good color variant I want to show you. It's skewing a bit more pink, right? But we want it to be more like a Kingsley color. So I'm gonna do another coat of something today to make it more of like a stone / Kingsley color. Okay, so this is from yesterday's paint. Oh, you can really smell that. So I'm gonna put some more white in here. But you can see how it's kind of like a creamy pink color. We don't want that, we want more like concrete. So I've got some white primer here. I mean, hopefully this will work. I don't even know. We're gonna give it a good shake. And then we're gonna pop it open. And today we're not gonna put as much baking soda in because I don't want it necessarily to be like a plaster, right? And now we're gonna add a touch of black acrylic, and when I say a touch, I mean like a touch, because I just want it to be like a moment of like a, not a gray, but like a more cool concrete in there. Okay, that's really dark. It's like a science project. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, this is a bit more like creamy peach pinkish or something. And we want it more like this, right? So this batch I mixed up over here just now is giving more of that. I think Kingsley approves, but we're gonna get to painting this and we'll see how it goes. Okay, well, we'll get to painting after this, so we need a moment. Okay, let's see what happens. High five. Oh, you ready to paint? Give me a high five. Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, so this is after one coat of the new color, which I'm liking that color. In that bucket, you can see the differences of the two. Yeah, I think this is much better. And I decided I'll do another coat, and then my third coat that I'll do is I'll put a bit more of the, what's it called? Baking soda into, so it'll give it more texture. And then I may give it like a light sanding, depending on what that's looking like. My DIY table. So for the third coat of this, I'm gonna use a lot of baking soda. I was also thinking maybe just like throw in some actual like spackle. Maybe I'm just gonna spackle it. Let's just try this first and see how this round works. And this time, since I'm gonna make it thick, we're gonna use this to like put it on. You ready, Kingsley? This time don't get paint on you, okay, buddy? Okay. During the last round of painting, Kingsley had walked by the table and got like a whole swipe of paint on him. And I didn't realize it until I saw him like later on. And I'm like, why are you gray? But I'm ready. You're gonna put these here. So I'm ready if I need them. Okay. I don't know if this is proper or if it's smart. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, here we go. I'm doing it. Back up, Kings. Your mom has lost it. Back up. Oh yeah, it's like, oh. Okay, something's happening. Something feels, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Okay, I don't know if I should have done this. clumps of the old stuff in it, of yesterday's stuff. You guys, it's a trial and error is what this is, okay? Feels like I'm spreading sauce on a spaghetti on a pizza though. That's what this feels like. I don't know. Okay, oops, oopsie. I used a combination of the little plaster paddle thingy and a paintbrush because of the consistency of this round. It really did feel like pasta sauce. And then down around on the sides, I just painted it around with like a little bit lighter coat, but you can see it kind of drips down, then you just paint it on. The top bit was a little frustrating because no matter what I did, I kept making streaks. So I just kept going over and over this to try to get it smoothed out. Okay, so here is the final coat on, and it's still shiny because it's drying, so it won't be shiny when it's finished, except for, no, I think the sealant I have is a matte, so that'll be good. All right, I'll come back when it dries, show you guys. Okay. You know what I'm just realizing as I'm looking at this? It's a bit shinier because I used the primer paint, not the acrylic paint. I shouldn't have used this. And now it's gonna be like this weird shiny, what we don't like. So what do I do? I think I have to do another coat with the right stuff. Should I just get plaster at this point? Kings, what do I do? I don't know. We don't want it to be shiny. Oopsie. Yup, flat white. That made a difference. Okay, I have to go get more of that stuff. So I had a little bit left of the flat white in the can, so I wanted to make sure that what I thought happened did happen. So I just mixed a bunch of baking soda in and did it over the top of this, and sure enough, it was a matte finish versus that shinier finish from the previous paint. So in doing that and accidentally mixing in a lot more baking soda than I meant to, I realized that this consistency is actually what I want. Oh my God, I had my first little Bob Ross moment. It was a happy little accident. Yay. I decided since we're finishing the coffee table today, it was a good day for the DIY onesie. Not the line cutting like just halfway through my butt. Okay, let's go. Okay, so today we are finishing with one more coat of the more plaster-like paint situation that we saw yesterday. So I had to go and get more of the flat white because I realized that was the key to making it not glossy, obviously. And then just needed to get a bit more baking soda. But today I am gonna add just a touch of this brown paint. It's brown in there. And that's gonna give it more of a creamy kind of look. And then I will start to like do a gradient almost on the surface to make it look more like stone. So I'm just trying to get a consistency of like a plaster. And today we're not gonna put as much baking soda in because I don't want it necessarily to be like a plaster, right? So I'm gonna add a bit more soda, baking soda. A bit more, oops. Okay, let's see how that mixes. So you can see it's getting to be a bit more like plaster. So I'm gonna mix it a bit more, let it sit for a moment and see what happens, and then I'll decide if I need to add more baking soda. Thing I forgot to do was add a little bit of the color before I added the baking soda because it's difficult to mix once the baking soda is in there. But I'm just gonna do it now, and we'll just add like a tiny drop because we only wanna make this like a bit of a cream color. or not a cream color, but almost like a more warm stone versus so cool. So just adding that. Okay, we'll mix that in now. Okay, it's gotten way more thick, but I want it to be just a bit more like plaster-like, so I'm gonna add just a bit more, there we go, of baking soda. Okay, that got really thick really quick, but that's what we want. All right, let's do it. 100%, this is my favorite part of the whole process. It felt like I was icing a cake, a really big, massive cake. What a dream. So this bit took the longest probably, but like I said, the most fun. I just made sure not to put it on too thick in each area and just spread it out. And if I thought it was too thin, I added some. If I did get it on too thick, I just, you know, spread it out a bit to make it last. Okay, so I'm liking what it's giving. I've gotten it to a point where I like the texture, I'm liking the layers. It still needs to dry so that shine will not be there once it's dry. Isn't that giving stone? I think it is. So I do need to decide now, do I go in with like a little variant? Bless you, bud. Do I go in with a little variant color, like especially on the top here, to give it more of that stone feel, or do we call it here? I don't know, I don't know. I am gonna finish everything with a matte sealant spray, so that will help keep it all where it needs to be. I just hope that doesn't give it too much of that gloss back. I want it to be more, you know, stone, like this. All right, we'll see. So in a moment's notice, I decided I wanted it less like stark white, so I did this. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna work out, so I'm gonna test it down here a little bit, just to give me a little space so I don't mess anything up. But I'm just gonna take a bit of the wet rag, hey bud, get a little bit of the color on, and then let's just go for it. Oh, oops. I mean, I don't know. It's giving it like a wash. Is that like what we want? Kinda? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm not hating it. I'm just not sure what I'm doing. Okay. So what I ended up kind of figuring out was that even if I put it on really lightly and then basically like washed it back off, it still gave a bit of a color. So I would put the color on with one wet rag and then I would come back behind it with a clean wet rag and basically wipe it back off, leaving just a touch or a residue of color. So you guys, that seemed to work out pretty well actually, and now basically I'm a pro. Boop. Okay, so now you guys are gonna think I'm really crazy. I'm gonna add a bit of that color. I just mixed some black with the like beige color and we're gonna see what happens with that. Okay. Okay, hear me out. So I was loving what I did with that little creamy color before, and I was feeling super confident, of course. And I thought, okay, now I want to give it more of a slightly aged look or more of a cool accent with it. And this is why I decided to come in with this color. And at first I thought I had done it. I had figured it out. I loved it, but then I wasn't so sure about it. But of course, like in any work of art, you just have to trust the process. So I decided to keep going, you guys. I think that's it. I think I did it. Gave it a little texture and different color variations. You can't tell me that used to be a metal table. No way. Okay, so we're almost at the end of this project. The last thing I'm gonna do here is take a sanding block and I'm gonna sand down like the rougher areas on here just to give it more of a smoothed out feeling. I'm using 220 grit sandpaper, so it should be nice and fine. I'm loving it though, you guys. Then I have to decide what to do about the sealant. Originally, I had gotten this matte clear spray for the finish, which I think will be great, and it's probably like the best thing to use. But I don't want to have to take this back outside at this point. Like, I don't want to have to roll it down the hallway like I did in the beginning to get it out there. So I do have, and I obviously don't want to spray it in the house because I feel like it'll get on everything and, you know, fumes. But I do have a matte sealant that I used, or that I was going to use for the lime wash in the bathroom. But I'm not sure if I want to use that because I feel like it did give a little bit of a gloss. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. All right, we'll see. Had to change into my DIY slippers for this bit. So I'm just doing the sanding and following it with the vacuum to make sure dust doesn't get everywhere. I did think that through, kind of, sort of, because it still did get everywhere. But I promise you guys, it wasn't bad, it wasn't crazy. The dogs are fine, we were fine. It's all good. Okay, she's beautiful, we love her. We just have to figure out this sealant situation now. Yeah, it's definitely giving what I wanted it to give. What do you think, Kingsley? Can you picture it? New walls and molding on the walls, picture frame molding, plus this table. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I tested the sealer. It says matte. It says it's clear and it's protective, so we're gonna go for it. I did test it a little bit on here, like down there, and I think it looks okay. Like, it doesn't take away from the, oh yeah, you can kind of see. I'll show you. Okay, you can kind of see that it's a little bit like different, like maybe a little bit different, like shinier, but I don't think that's going to take away. Well, yeah, do you see it? Okay, you see it. I just don't, I don't know actually now. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I decided I'm just gonna try it. Like, why not? I'm just gonna try a little bit over here. Okay, let's see how that dries. It's looking the same. Looks like both are the same. And if that's the case, then I'd rather do less fumes, less stuff everywhere, and just go with the paint on one. That was a lot of fumes already. We shouldn't do that. Oh my. Don't spray anything inside a house, you guys. The dogs are fine, don't worry. We're fine. So the sealant is a very watery consistency. So I just put it on very light so that it wouldn't drip everywhere. And I just went back over it where I needed to keep it even and smooth. Okay, you guys, I think we did it. I think we've achieved turning a metal coffee table into a phone. A faux stone coffee table. Phone. Stone. Okay, do we want to see? There it is. Now, it could look a little waxy, I understand, but I mean, I had to give it a sealant coat. I just had to, because if you don't, who knows what chips off, right? So I lost a little bit of like the matte finish technically, but you guys, it's so soft. Like, it is just like buttery soft. Not me caressing my coffee table. It is so soft though, you guys. Like, I just want to like caress it. Just want to rub on my coffee table all night. But like, look how, oh my God, it's just so good. So good. Okay, let's dress it and see how it looks. So I placed a stone vase with some dried eucalyptus, a candle, lit the candle. I placed some aesthetic reading material, and voila. We've turned a $50 Facebook Marketplace find into a beautiful stone coffee table. Look-alike, dupe, if you will. That, in my opinion, looks like it could cost hundreds. Hundreds! What do you guys think? Please comment down below on how you think this turned out. And you guys, I'm trying to get to 23 subscribers, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Love you all. See you on the next one. Bye.